Hello and welcome to the Third and Long podcast, the only podcast for NFL punters. I'm your host, Grant Lee. Third and Long is brought to you by Little Birdie TV, topsport.com.au, Punting Form, and the home of stand-up comedy, the Comics Lounge. So it's with great pleasure to introduce, my nemesis from last week, Nick Tedeschi, my BFF, pro punter, and the master behind his tips package to the house. Welcome, Toprope. 49ers victory, my friend.
Look, it's always good to win a playoff game, but there is not much better than beating the Dallas Cowboys in a playoff game. Do it 2 years in a row. Oh, absolutely delicious.
Mate, I sat in the car next door just contemplating what excuse I could make so I didn't have to come in, didn't have to talk about the 49ers, and definitely didn't have to talk about Dak Prescott. So thanks for reminding me, mate, and I'll probably have to run straight out the door and head off somewhere fun like kittens or something after just to get my spirits back up. So thanks, buddy boy.
Yeah, there's nothing like a morning kittens run to alleviate any football pain, that's for sure.
Oh, mate, I need it for sure. That's definitely it. So, mate, massive weekend of sport, and nothing was more shocking than Patrick Mahomes, mate. The Kansas City Chiefs showed that they could survive and they could win without Patrick Mahomes being 100%. If Patty isn't 100% this week, what do you think their chances are?
Yeah, it's very different injuring yourself, getting nettled up, going back out there, as it is to, dealing with it for a week and then trying to get back up for the game. I didn't realise rough the Chiefs. I think, the Bengals obviously a fast-spirited team to the Jags, but I think they're in a lot of strife regardless of whether Mahomes plays or not. It certainly looks like he will play.
So the Philadelphia Eagles bye week seemed to benefit quarterback Jalen Hurts. Mate, he looks like he is back in MVP form. What did you think of Jalen's performance?
Yeah, just dominated the Giants. So again, I got that one very wrong. With a clear kind of mismatch in talent there. My concern with Hurts and my concern with the Eagles is just their lack of big games over the last kind of couple of months. So he was out hurt. He comes back. They haven't really been able to build up any momentum. They're just kind of cruising. So against a battle-hardened team like the 49ers, I think it might be a little, this might be a bit of a shock to the system. Hurts. One thing that they're not going to be able to do is run the ball on the Niners. And that is certainly where Hurts has this advantage of at least having the threat of the run there. So, look, he's playing exceptionally well, but I think we're in racing parlance, he's up in class this week.
So New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll deserves a lot of credit for doing a lot with that roster that I thought wasn't as talented as predicted. But what do the Giants need to do now in off-season to improve and to go up another level for next season?
Yeah, they've got to get Daniel Jones some weapons. So they're obviously committing to Jones. I remain unconvinced about Jones, but has the tools to be the dual threat quarterback that sort of drafted in the top 10. But he cannot be expected to do anything thrown to Isaiah Hodgson, Richie James, Daniel Bellinger. It's just he's not set up for success there. They certainly overachieved. Brian Daboll has done a remarkable job this year. But if they don't get any weapons for Jones, the Giants aren't going to be progressing any higher up than they got this year.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars went from worst to first in the AFC South. And, mate, do they need to go on an off-season spending spree just to get the defense up to par and head into next season as one of the top prospects?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think they're progressing pretty nice under Doug Peterson. It took a little while to find their feet and kind of particularly Lawrence and Peterson to get on the same page. But I think they've got the core of a roster to win the NFC South for the next few years. And look, adding a few pieces on defense, particularly the secondary, wouldn't hurt. Where they need to go. But they also face a very difficult prospect of having to get past the Bengals, the Bills, and the Chiefs. The three best quarterbacks in the NFL. So, difficult situation for the Jags. I don't know that adding a few pieces in defense will necessarily make a difference.
So the Cowboys aren't going anywhere, but back to Dallas. Mate, it's a tale as old as time. Do the Cowboys need to make some drastic decisions in the offseason in regards to head coaching, quarterback, old running backs? Mate, what do they need to do?
Yeah, we were discussing this off air, but the problem with Dak Prescott is, he probably sits somewhere between the 8th and the 16th best quarterback in the NFL. And so too good to drop. You're not necessarily replacing. They won too many games to get a top draft pick, but probably not good enough to take you to the next level, bring you to a Super Bowl. So that's an issue. I don't know how to overcome that one. I think it's generally accepted Mike McCarthy probably isn't the man for the job. Look, I'd be surprised if they didn't make a run at Sean Payton. I really would be. I know Payton has links to Jerry Jones. He's been courted left, right, and centre right now. I know McCarthy hasn't been fired, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jerry Jones was having conversations with Sean Payton, see if any interest there. And you would think of all the available jobs, Payton would probably see that one as the most attractive. That'll the Houston one. Look, moving on from Elliott, I think he did a good enough job as the backup running back. I think they transitioned to Tony Pollard as the lead back, the dynamic back. Elliott did a lot of short yardage stuff. Yeah, was scoring a lot of touchdowns towards the end of the season. Did a pretty good job on that front. I think he's got to feature Pollard more. I think one decision they made that they can't backtrack from now, but I think in hindsight was clearly a mistake, was riding Michael Gallup ahead of Amari Cooper. Gallup hasn't produced. And you saw what CD Lamb did on the weekend. He can be used a lot of different ways. Always gets himself involved. Michael Gallup just goes missing. Just doesn't have the production there to be, an elite wide receiver. T.Y. Hilton was more of a danger. It looked like last week. So I think they need to tweak that, but they've got to take advantage of this good defense at the moment. They've got to take advantage of the fact that they have got a dynamic young running back in Tony Pollard who is not going to be this dynamic for that long. Coming off his injury, may not be even next year. So big offseason for the Cowboys. And if I was making one call, it'd be calling Sean Payton and getting him in as coach.
So the Bengals have the recipe for success against Andy Reid. Can the Bengals beat the Chiefs this weekend, even with a reconstructed offensive line?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the offensive line. There's been a lot of talk about it. Offensive line struggles hurt when you have no time to prepare. So when they happen mid-game, you've got to make adjustments on the fly. People are reshuffling positions. They've had 2 weeks, two weeks to adjust to those injuries. Not concerned at all. The offensive line held up more than well against Buffalo in conditions they probably shouldn't have held up as well. So I'd be more worried about the Buffalo pass rush than the Kansas City pass rush as well. So I think the Bengals offensive line will be fun.
So speaking of the Bills, they've fallen short once again, and this is they've basically been the favourites for the last 3 years, and they were very disappointing on the weekend. What do the Bills need to do now to try and actually get to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, look, I heard an interesting podcast the other day around how the Bills have been constructed, and they've essentially been constructed as a skill finesse team that's probably suited to dome football, and therefore, gave up every advantage of having a snow game in outdoor conditions on their home field last week, which was surprising. I think it's kind of true. Once you kind of get past Diggs, there's not a lot of production all around. Of the 3 big quarterbacks in the AFC, Josh Allen, when he runs, probably has more upside than any of the other two, but he turns the ball over a lot. He had one good year. I'm not convinced that Josh Allen is as good as that. I think he's obviously very, very good. The Bills have been in the playoffs for a long time going forward. But if I could pick out of those 3, he'd be my last choice. I think the Bills need to toughen up a little bit on defense as well. It's very unsure McDermott by how easily they got passed on last week. I know he was going to a lot of different receivers, but it was snowy conditions. They were doing a lot of short, quick passing, and the Bengals just kept marching down the field, one after the other. So, yeah, I think the defence is where McDermott will really focus on next year, as well as maybe toughening up some of that offense.
So Brock Purdy continues to build his resume. Once again, the 7th round rookie looked outstanding. He did everything right. The play calling was very vanilla to sort of help him, but he stood up when it counted. Is he definitely the top option for the 49ers next year with Trey Lance coming back?
Oh, him or Tom Brady. That'd be the two top options there. You'd think maybe Aaron Rodgers. No, look, it's hard to argue otherwise. Like, you can say, oh, he's Mr. Irrelevant. He's just filling in. The offense has been orchestrated. He's breaking record after record every week. He's doing stuff that no one else has done. Going on long winning streaks as a rookie, not turning the ball over. Potentially, first rookie QB to lead his team to a Super Bowl. So, and you got to remember, he took over first team snaps 4 or 5 weeks of the season to go. So, I would think Purdy absolutely has his nose in front of Trey Lance. The only issue at play here is how high Lance was drafted and where that kind of fits into to what they want to do. We saw that a little bit in Philadelphia. Nick Foles led into the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz returned the next year as the first choice. So, look, I would think that the team is behind Purdy, and I think there's going to be less growing pains with Purdy. I think you've got a defense to win a Super Bowl next year. I think they'll ride with Purdy.
Mate, last question. Who are you going to play in the Super Bowl?
Bengals. Niners Bengals Super Bowl.
Mate, that would be rather exciting. And I've spoken to management, mate. You're flying down. You're going to be hanging out with me at a Super Bowl party, but we will talk about that later, mate. Thank you for the chat. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back to take it to the house. Welcome back. And now it's time to take it to the house. Brought to you by topsport.com.au, family owned and operated for 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with topsport.com.au. And Toprope, mate, take us to the bookie wrap.
Yeah, we saw 3 or 4 favourites win last week to cover the over. 1 from 4. Unders hit back last week, so big week for the unders and home teams, 3 or 4. So, we kind of expected the favourites to do the job last week. Probably a cover short than expected, but it was a fairly even week unless you're a total punter. Then it was a complete strip if you put on the others.
So, mate, how did you go with your famous tips this week in your package?
Yeah, 2 out of 3. Regretful of not putting the 49ers in the official package, but I was on them too. But I went up with the Jags, and oh my gosh, one of the great backdoor covers of all time. Nothing I love more than a field goal down 10-7, down 10 points. To go to 7 down when you've got 9 points to play with, so 8.5 to play with. So I was happy. Here's the Giants. Wowee, total strip job. And Bengals, never in doubt. +5, they were ahead the entire game.
Within the first 5 minutes of that Eagles game, you could feel the Giants were gone. They couldn't even tackle. They weren't even attempting to play defense. And to be honest, mate, I turned it off halfway through the second quarter and put the UFC on. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have Jerry with us, but we will open up his shoebox. And Toprope, I'll get you to take us through Jerry's picks.
Yeah, Jerry went 1 from 3 last week. His best bet lob, because as I do recall, it was the Eagles to cover against the Giants, which we both had in a charity pick. And his other 2 plays were the Jags Chiefs total over 52.5. Got behind that ball early and never recovered. 47 injured Mahomes did not help there. And was on the Bills -5.5. Never likely against the Bengals.
So we're off to championship weekend, and every game will be on 7, mate, and ESPN. And Toprope, let's jump straight into match number 1, mate. Your San Francisco 49ers at Philadelphia Monday, 7 a.m. on ESPN and 7, mate. Like I said, the line is Eagles -2.5, and the total is 46.5. So despite a rich playoff history on both sides, this will be the first time that both of these teams will meet each other in the NFC Championship game. The Eagles and 49ers met in week 2 of 2021, a game in which the 49ers won 17-11, and that was Jalen Hurts' second start. What say you on this one, Toprope?
Yeah, I like the Niners in this one, without overreaching it too much. But they've covered 23 of 31. They've covered 9 of 11 since Christian McCaffrey's got there. Shanahan's covered 7 of 8 playoff games. They're riding a massive win streak at the moment. I just think there are more paths to victory. I think the 49ers can win, low-scoring games, high-scoring games. I think they've got it all in them. I think for the Eagles to win, they've got to pass on the 49ers. They've got to pass often. I think they really need a high-scoring game. I think they're going to get a high-scoring game. The best bet in the game is the over. The Eagles certainly aren't out of it, but I think there's plenty of value on the Niners. If this line gets to 3, I think they're a great bet. 2.5 at the moment. They're just holding pat at the moment. But I love the over in this one. The over is 13-4-1 when the 1 and 2 seeds play in the conference championship final. 14-4 when the home team when the home team wins and covers, which is the way betting is leaning at the moment. The over is 4-1 when the Niners are off for win. 11-4 when the Eagles are at home. So I think the Eagles have to win the high scoring game. So I'll be backing the over 46.5 as my best bet and having a little something on the Niners.
And Christian McCaffrey is an absolute superstar. What a great pickup for the 49ers this year. So, mate, let's head straight into our second match, and it's Cincinnati at Kansas City Monday, 10:30 a.m. The line, mate, I don't know what's going on here. Bengals -1. The total is 47.5. Cincinnati is looking to go back-to-back AFC Championship champions under Zach Taylor. The Bengals are coming off an impressive victory against the Buffalo Bills. Joe Burrow, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not rate him, you have to rate him now. He's 5-1 in the postseason, and Cincinnati has beaten Kansas City 3 times in the last 2 seasons. Who are we backing in this one, Toprope?
Yeah, it could be on the chest here. Betting's bounced all over the place based on, Mahomes' fitness and news around that. Bengals open +3, got into favourites, back out to +1 now. Looks like Mahomes will play. Obviously not going to be fully fit. But I just think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL. He's the most underrated. Joe Burrow in his last 25 games, covered 20 of them. His last 17 against non-division opponents, covered 16 of them. 17-6 against the spread against teams of 500 or better. Bengals have covered 9 straight as underdogs. The Chiefs covered 1 of 10 at home, 2 of 14 against the AFC, none of the last 5 against the winning team. I've got to be with the Bengals here. I just think they've got too many weapons.
Mate, I saw some footage of Joe Cool on the sideline during last week's game, and, mate, could there be anyone cooler than this guy? I tell you, if I come back in time, I wish I was him at high school because I might have actually had a girlfriend. So, mate. Anyway, let's jump into it. And so this week, once again, you guys will actually have your tips and all that sort of stuff. And for everyone out there, head to the littlebirdie.live, head to the Little Birdie shop. You'll find Toprope and Jerry's tips still in there. You've still got 2 weeks, guys, to try and make some money before Easter. And Toprope, let's head straight into the Super Bowl prices, mate. How are they looking with the final 4 left?
Yeah, look, you get throw a blanket over these. Eagles 340, Bengals 350, Chiefs 360, Niners 420. The team I'm most confident on this week is the Bengals, so I'll be taking out the 350. That's who I'll be jumping on. 420
for the 49ers. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, I'd rather be on them than 340 at the Eagles, but I think the Bengals are probably they've got the best quarterback in the NFL. 350, I'd pay that.
So each week, our panelists are granted $100 by topsport.com.au to pick a charity pick for all our charities. And it's the only time that I sit back and actually want Jerry and Toprope to lose, which is really not very nice because it is for a charity. But, ladies and gentlemen, after this week, we have 2 games to go, 2 weeks to go. If I pick the next 2 winners and our main man there, Mr. Toprope, doesn't, I will win the season out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to get right behind me. So let's have a look at the leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. And Top Rope, who did you have last week?
I had the Giants plus 7.5, so obviously was diabolical for me, but very good for Jerry with the Eagles.
Mate, we had our tip-off and Jerry won it. So, but the good news for everyone is that Top Rope didn't win. So I had a win, which was fantastic. And for everyone playing at home, I tell you, we need Top Rope not to win this week. And who have you got this week, Top Rope?
I'll be sure and tell the kids at Ronald McDonald House in Orange that we've got a nation death riding their hopes and dreams and future. Yeah. I'm taking the Bengals plus 1.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, for everyone listening, I have taken the under total in the Bengals and Chiefs game. And for Jerry, he has taken the over in the 49ers and Eagles game. So just recapping, Top Rope, if you lose this one, and I have a win this week, mate, I'm one behind you coming into Super Bowl week. So could be quite exciting here at the office, mate, for sure. So speaking of winners, like I was last week, the ankle breaker competition once again. Our winner was T. Woodlock. Congratulations, mate. He tipped the 49ers by 8 points. So congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only 2 weeks to go in this amazing competition. This week, we've got the Bengals versus Chiefs game on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Should all know how to enter by now, but if you don't, you pick the team who you think is going to win and by what margin. Put it on your socials and be sure to tag a few friends and us as well at Little Birdie TV and Third and Long TV. And good luck to everyone. And also, too, we're announcing our Super Bowl party that we are having, and Borko's going to put it up on the screen there. Amazing day, ladies and gentlemen. You want to get a part of this one. Top Rope will be down there. I will be down there. We're going to be doing some bits for the podcast. We'll be interviewing Sir Vario Rocker and come down and get some stuff signed. There'll be plenty of beer, plenty of wings, and just plenty of great times. And also, too, the Cowboys won't be in it, as we know. So I'll be there drowning my sorrows. So Top Rope, mate, that's a wrap for our 21st show of the season, mate. And remember, for everyone out there, hit the shop at Little Birdie Live. Subscribe to the boys' tip packages from either Jerry or Top Rope. Follow us on YouTube. Find us on Apple Store, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And remember to follow us at Little Birdie TV, Third and Long TV on Twitter and Instagram. And remember, always, for your NFL punting action, head to topsport.com.au, invest wisely, punters, enjoy championship playoff week, and we will see you before the Super Bowl. Thank you.